For some people, there's nothing better in the world than a ride on a roller coaster. If you're a member of the American Coaster Enthusiasts, or ACE for short, you know what it's all about. If not, hang on tightly to the silver handrails and place your feet in the footrests, keeping all hands, arms, and legs inside the car at all times, because we're about to dive in. This is ACE Story. Let's start off by learning who they are and what they do. We met with two representatives, Dave Altman and Bill Linkenheimer.
My name is Dave Altman. I've been involved in ACE for many years. I joined ACE in 1985 with my wife Maggie. I was appointed an assistant regional rep in 94-95 timeframe, and I still hold that position today. In 2010, I won as president, and I served from 2014 to 18 as the immediate past president, and I'm still an assistant regional rep for Western Pennsylvania.
My name is Bill Linkenheimer. I joined the American Coaster Enthusiasts in 1980 during the 30th annual convention, which was right here at Kennywood. Literally joined during the convention. And I was 13 years old then, and as I got older, I eventually became an assistant regional rep for the ACE Western Pennsylvania region of ACE. Currently, two of the roles that I have are the social media manager for the organization and the regional representative for ACE Western Pennsylvania.
ACE was founded in 1978. Founded as an outgrowth of a publicity stunt to do a marathon on the Rebel Yell at King's Dominion. Three guys, our founders, had an idea that if enough crazy people come out and do that, they could actually start a club, which they did. So ACE is just a community of people who like roller coasters and like to get together and enjoy them and visit new parks and just enjoy each other's company.
ACE stands for American Coaster Enthusiasts. We do all kinds of things. We have regional events right here in Western Pennsylvania and throughout the country. We have a national convention each year in June, national conferences, trips overseas, anything roller coaster, we do. So we have 7 parks in the region. We have Kennywood right here behind me, Idlewild, Waldemere, Lakemont Park, and Del Grosso's. Just south of that, we have Conneaut Lake Park, and then we have Fun for All, a family fun center with one little coaster, but we ride it. That's a tough question. It's like choosing a favorite kid.
I would have to say Kennywood, not only because it's the biggest, but because they maintain their historic rides. They have 3 wooden coasters. A lot of other parks, these things would have been torn down for some other type of ride years or decades ago. But they appreciate what they have and they preserve it.
Kennywood, because it's local and it's because it's a place I go quite often, is probably among my favorite parks anywhere in the country.
As we've learned, it's not just only about the roller coasters, but all things amusement parks in general. But how do ACE members get the chance to visit all these parks in one year? We're about to find out.
The main focus of our region at ACE Western Pennsylvania is supporting our local parks and giving our members a chance to go out and enjoy them together as a group, and events is a great way to do that. Every year in early March we have an event called Coaster Bash. It is a non-riding event, the only non-riding event that we do. Usually about 200 people pack a banquet hall where we have dinner and enjoy each other's company, but more importantly we have presenters from parks, sometimes near, sometimes far. Roller coaster designers, manufacturers, any historians, people who've written books, anybody who's taken part in the amusement industry has at some point come and spoken at the event and addressed our members. And also we have vendor tables, a silent auction with collectibles, parts of rides, parts of roller coasters, signs from parks, and other fundraisers like that. And so it's a chance, it's a social opportunity, and it's also a chance to learn about some history of amusement parks, as well as getting ready for the upcoming season and finding out what's new at the parks. After that, we get into actually going to parks. Throughout the summer, we have KennyCon. That's our flagship event right here at Kennywood. And that's gotten incredibly popular, especially with the steel curtain being introduced. And that usually attracts anywhere from 200 to 400 people. One of the things we do whenever we go to parks is exclusive ride time, or ERT, where we get to ride the park's coasters before the park opens to the public or after it closes to the public. So it kind of gives us a chance to some extra riding. We usually do an event in late summer at Waldemere and Conneaut Lake Park over a 2-day weekend. Chance for us to get to the northwestern corner of the state and support those 2 great smaller regional parks. We have an informal event at Fun for All, the smallest park of our region. Then the other 3 parks in our region, Idlewild, Lakemont, and Del Grosso's. We try to visit those at least once every year is the goal. Del Grosso's and Lakemont, because they're so close, are often combined as a single event, often known as Allegheny Mountain Madness, since they're located in the Allegheny Mountains. Also at Lakemont Park, we typically have each year Gary Baker Memorial Day. It's an informal event to honor a past regional rep who passed away in 2009. And he was very into miniature golf, so we usually have a Gary Baker miniature golf tournament, which is appropriate because they now have 2 miniature golf courses there.
Well, the landmark plaque program was instituted in order to recognize coasters that didn't fit the criteria as a coaster classic. So we wanted to identify rides that had historic significance. The first of those was in '99, I believe, was Leap the Dips at Lakemont was the first recipient. The Blue Streak at Conneaut has one, and all 3 wooden coasters at Kennywood have plaques. It's the only park that have 3 of them.
Yeah, the ACE Roller Coaster Landmark is a program that American Coaster Enthusiasts does to recognize historically significant coasters, and we give them a nice historic marker that gets placed in front of the ride. So it's a chance for ACE to educate the public when they're there visiting the park and in line, everything that's special about that coaster and what gives it really a place in the history of roller coasters in general.
It's hard to predict because I think it's an evolving situation. Trying to socially distance some queue lines is going to be difficult, but I understand some parks have changed their queuing system so you're not side by side in a row in the queue line. You're several rows apart. Wearing a mask, I think, is going to be a little difficult unless, I'm afraid people's masks will fall off unless they're a specific type, so they may have to provide an approved mask. And I look for parks to start selling souvenir masks as a marketing thing, probably. But I think we're going to have to just play it by ear and see what goes on. My concern is I think a lot of parks may not decide to open this year because the uncertainty, and they may lose more money trying to open than if they just shut down.
On a brighter note,
my favorite coaster was the old wooden scenic railway, Leifsbergbahn, in Leifsberg Park in Gothenburg, Sweden. And the reason is it's the only coaster credit I have that Lisa Shinen doesn't.
Well, as a typical amusement park enthusiast, divide things into wood coasters and steel coasters. So my favorite steel coaster is right over my right shoulder. It's Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. Even though it's a local coaster, it blows me away every time I ride it, especially at night. I ride at night, and even as many times as I've ridden it, I'll come back and go, wow, that's just amazing. And Ravine Flyer 2 at Waldameer and Erie, again right here in our region. It's just an amazing coaster, and especially at night. It crosses over a highway, and it just surprises you all throughout the ride.
it has been said that ACE is a family. Do Bill and Dave feel the same way?
Absolutely. So many of the people that I know in my life who I'm good friends with, I know as a result of ACE.
I do, because I think what happened is when people have a shared interest, it's much easier to approach somebody to talk about something. I mean, you're waiting in the queue lines and that, you can talk about coasters, what their favorite coaster is, what parks they've been to, and I think the epitome of that are the international trips, because you're spending a week or two with a bunch of other people, and it just results in lifelong friendships.
People that have become lifelong friends, not just seeing at ACE events, but seeing and talking to on an ongoing basis, whether it's friends from afar on the phone or through social media, or local friends that I meet up for dinner or other occasions. You definitely met so many people through ACE.
Well, that's all the time for this ACE Story. We'd like to thank Dave Altman and Bill Linkenheimer for their time on ACE Story. We wish them well for the rest of this summer and the future of ACE. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed the ride. And this was an ACE Story.